What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm joined here with
Gershwin.
Redo. And welcome back to another epic episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Billa Mir did. He asks, is the Inquisition on higher rank than a Space Marine Grey Knight and customs? If so, then why? Because they are just normal humans while the rest are superhumans. So, in other words, what's higher, the Inquisition or the Grey Knights? Or Space Marines, because they are kind of separate.
Well, the Grey Knights work with the Inquisition.
With the Ordo Malleus, right?
Mm-hmm. They're basically the strong arm of the Inquisition.
Yeah. But even the Grey Knights are still their own thing. They control their own armory, they control their own planet, and they control whatever they do. Yes, the Inquisition can say, hey, can you help us out over here? And they will take that as a priority, but they don't have to.
Right.
So at the end of the day, the Space Marines are their own thing, and the Inquisition is their own thing.
Right.
They clash constantly.
Yeah, one of the most notable was when the Space Wolves kind of went head-to-head against the Inquisition / the Grey Knights because they wanted to basically eliminate a planet just because of a potential for a chaos insurrection. And the Space Wolves were like, no, this is a human-controlled, world. There's nothing like that's gonna happen, and they almost went toe-to-toe. But I think it was Logan Grimnar who calmed down, and he's like, yeah, that's not.
You can kill the planet. You exterminate us. Did the planet end up getting destroyed?
I don't think so.
No.
They kind of backed away from the Grey Knights.
Now that was the lore back in the day. Now is it still the lore that the Grey Knights, if they are seen by any chapter or army, they have to kill that army? Is that still a thing or not?
I don't think so, because of the whole resurrection of Gilliman. He brought the Ultramarines alongside the Grey Knights, and they fought together. So I think now it's kind of a known thing that there's Grey Knights who specialize in demon fighting. So
cool. Next question comes from Michael Howell. Are there any Space Marine chapters that are made up partly or completely by Pariahs? Yes. And I wish I knew the chapter's name. We did a 40 Facts video on it. I think we have a playlist on Space Marine chapters, right?
Yeah. It should be on there. If not, it came out like 2 weeks ago?
Is it? That early? No.
No.
It came out years ago. So it's
I must be thinking of another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's there. If you go through the playlist, the thumbnail would be like Space Marine Blanks or something like that. But yes, there is a chapter. Next question.
This one is by Kale Corden Grandal. Is it Gersh1 or Gershjun? How do you spell that nonsense?
So it's Gursh, it's Gersh, and then 1, O-N-E. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Next question comes from...
What is it? I got this one. What would happen... Oh, Defuo06.
Okay.
What would happen if the goddess Isha fell in love with Grandpapa Nergal?
Stockholm Syndrome, I think it's called.
That'd be pretty interesting, because, the things they can do... she's working against him. But imagine if they're working together. Nergal's going to create a poison. She'll be like, oh, no, the humans can just eat this berry. You need to up the toxicity of this thing or make this symptom. They're going to make the most nastiest, strongest poisons and toxins and venoms and rotting, decaying puscules that are just going to eradicate all life. So please, don't let that happen.
What's interesting is that with the lore of the Blackstone Fortress, it talks about how the Blackstone Fortresses themselves, their origin, are tied with the Old Ones. The Old Ones created these machines, and it's actually Vol, the Eldar god of
the Forge.
Yeah, who actually created the Blackstone Fortresses, which is, if it's true, and the other lore is true, the mythology of the Eldar is really not that there's Eldar gods, but that there's Old Ones, which means that an Old One has actually been captured by Nergal, and there's an old one within the warp that has some type of psychic power to create life, and because she's a fertility, right?
The goddess of fertility.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
And it also ties in because, like, the mythology of the Eldar could be like, oh, you know, the pantheon of gods, but based on what theory that the old ones created the Eldar. So
yeah, so play around with that. It's not so much like an elf, but a lizard woman trapped by Grandfather Nergal. Next question comes from Kig Felicia. When is GW going to give us more lore on salamanders? And will you guys give us more 40 facts on them? Yeah. Just recently when we did the Men of Iron 40 facts. Yeah, the 40 facts on the Men of Iron. I told you guys the story of the very first major conflict that the Salamanders Legion was a part of. The reason that they are known as like the suicide or the legion that always was really understaffed is because they, like, right off the bat were almost completely wiped out when they tried to kill the Men of Iron that existed deep in underground in the galleries of something. Check out our 40 facts on the Men of Iron and you'll get salamander lore.
But yeah, salamanders was always a favorite army to me. Like, just the look of, like, scales and the hunt for the relics. It was always intriguing. So yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of salamanders of Men of Iron, this one is by I'll Be Damned. What would a threesome be with the Emperor, Korg, and Mork be like?
Aggressive. A lot of butt stuff. Whose butt? I don't know. I also smell bad.
You'd smell them before you'd see them coming.
And then the next question comes from Corey. Have you considered that 40K is not OP and that everything is just over-exaggerated? No.
It's possible.
No. We kind of like touched on that when we were talking about the contradictions within the books compared to like the lore. In the codexes, we have a broad view, and in the broad view, it seems like it's grander than it actually is. When you look at the individuals, you're like, well, Gilliman has his flaws. But yeah. Next question.
This one's by GamerSon. Has there ever been a hint of considering exterminatus on Holy Terra?
Nope.
That's where the Emperor lives. Why would you want to kill off the Emperor?
Yep.
The god to the Imperium, basically.
Even during the Siege of Terra, both sieges of Terra, that was not even a
thought.
Yeah. Next question comes from Jake S. Do you think they will ever bring back squats?
They did. There's two of them, brothers in Maxim Fortress. Oh, they're not squats. They're ratlings. The ratlings, yeah.
They brought them back in Necromunda.
Necromunda, there you go. Only one.
Yeah.
Who's the bounty hunter.
We might get more later on. Next question comes from FakinIt66. Necron World Engine versus Star Wars Death Star. Which one would win? World Engine. The Necrons can defy physics.
Just like the warp can, making the little, like... bloop. Yeah.
The Death Star can't do that. The Death Star has been destroyed, is it 3 times?
Just wait till the next movie. There'll be more Death Stars.
Yeah. Next question.
Steve Rogers. Hey, Captain America. Who would win in a fight between Karn the Betrayer or Gershwan?
It depends. Do I have the butcher's nails?
Yes, and they look fabulous, Gersh.
Then yeah.
Like these nails. Because he got them done.
I bite my nails. They're really gross. Sometimes I catch people staring at my nails. And it's like, oh yeah, I forget. I have horrible nails. Because I bite them. Next question. This one comes from the Fool Zero. Nope. We've already answered that one.
Oh, Michael Wolford. Do you think that the Horned Rat from Age of Sigmar, the Rat Chaos God, can go to 40k? Since Lanesh can apparently walk to Age of Sigmar, even though Slender X wasn't created in 40K. So you're saying there's been overlapping themes in Age of Sigmar and 40K. Do you think the Horned Rats would be one of them?
Yes.
That'd be pretty cool. Because I really like the whole Skaven thing for AOS.
The Skaven already exist in 40K, though. They're called...
Smelt Rats.
Yeah. Check that stuff out.
Whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Next question comes from Jensen Sane. If there is a possibility for Catachan-based Space Marines, what gene seed, chapter, name, emblem, and color would they have? They would be the Mantis Warriors. Yeah, check out our 40 facts on the Mantis Warriors. They're Catachan.
Marcel Goussard. Is 40K pay to win? It's also pay to lose. That means the more money you throw into 40K, the more chances you have of winning.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely not. The key to winning a 40K game is being the underdog, or seeming like you are the underdog, and then coming up, grabbing by the balls.
Twisting. Yanking. Stretching.
Biting.
But that only works because we usually play like 3 players or 4 players.
That's true. If it was a 1 versus 1... yeah, you kind of have to have a really good, strong army.
Yeah.
We should play a 1-to-1 battle sometime soon, so I could wipe the floor with you.
Just wait till Chapter Approved comes out.
Well, that's why I want to play it soon. Next question comes from Defool06. If a new Blackstone fortress was discovered, but its color is red, would it be called the Redstone Fortress? The Blackstone Fortress, it's like a...
darker hue of blue.
Yeah.
So, Blackstone just sounds better.
Yeah.
Redstone? Yellowstone? Yeah, it's a national park now.
Christopher Robin. I'm just kidding. It's Christopher Trimble. Is it possible to shove a Hive fleet into the Warp Rift? Yeah. You just gotta do it with your elbow. I think there would have to be a
some like meaty giblets in there.
Yeah, for it to actually chase it, because like there was an Inquisitor that was studying the Tyranid mine, because gene stealers, because what he wanted to do is he wanted to figure out how the Hive fleet was drawn to these gene stealers, use that, throw the gene stealer cult into the warp, and then the Hive mine goes in. Or the Hive fleet goes in. But then you might have a bigger problem, because now you have Chaos Tyranids somehow. Yeah, it's possible. Next one.
Let's see.
This one is a big question from Grind121. Aight, so boom. What books or codexes or whatever interests reading material do you think I should read that involves 40K? The core rule book.
Yeah. If you're new to 40K, that's got everything that you need to know and so much more.
We say that because that's how we started.
Yeah. And then I'd say branch off to whatever you like. If you're into the Tau or you're into Chaos, go into their codices. You get to learn more about the timeline. And they have little snippets of what happened during each notable event. And then I'd say go to the novels. Because with the first 2, you have a grander scope. And then with the novels, you're more of a personal level with, like, the characters.
Exactly, yep. Last question. Or was that the last one?
It might have been.
Unless you got one. Do you got one?
So far, we've done all these.
That was the last question. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends. Don't forget we have a Facebook giveaway going on right now. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. And we have a Patreon if you're interested. 'Tis the season for gift giving. We haven't checked our P.O. box in a long time. I just thought about that.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. We have a P.O. box. You can send us whatever you want. Old school. Never mind. Yeah, this was Gersh1.
Sound Alchemist, and we are out.
refuse to put my freedom first in any situation.